All right.
All right, here he is. Pete Loeffler from Chevelle. It is Loeffler, right?
It's Leffler to us. I
Loeffler?
mean, the O's silent, but Loeffler works too.
Well, that reminds me of the old thing. It's like, am I saying that correctly, Pete? It's like the old joke, you know.
Mm.
All
Yeah, I
right,
actually go
so
by Pedro a lot now, which is kind of funny.
how
It's
does
kind of
that happen?
well, my brother calls me Pedro Tuscadero, and it's as a nickname, so it just turned into Pedro. And
That's
my
all.
wife calls me Pedro,
Oh,
so
it kind of now it's going around, huh?
yeah, it's funny, huh?
That should be your name when you check into hotels, right?
Sure,
There
yeah.
you go. Brand new album just came out on Friday, Neurodius.
Mhm.
I've been spending some time with it. I listened to it all this past weekend, and it's, I don't know if I would say a concept album, but certainly concept in nature, and
Mhm.
definitely a theme running through it, sort of an interstellar kind of. I mean, I
Mhm.
wouldn't say like Rush 2112 or anything, but am I correct here?
Yeah, we had a lot more time to write for this album, and we just kind of jumped on that. There was it's been like 4 or 5 years in between the last one and this, and naturally, I honestly wish I would have had this much time for each album. It's just been beneficial, the amount of material you can come up with and experiment with. I mean, there's piano on this one. There's a kalimba, which is a little, sort of it's like a percussionist instrument, but you use it with your thumbs and just different tones. I'm starting to write a lot on keyboard, getting weird sounds, and tried some new things. But it's funny, I don't look at the comments a lot. You can't really do that. It's just you have to. You're inviting too much bullshit into your life if you look at reviews or comments or whatever. But you got your fans who are super supportive and only say nice things, and how it's different. They'll say things, they'll notice those things, but then you'll see other people that aren't fans, and they're like, oh, it's just more of the same that I don't like. And so I have seen a few things by accident, and you can't really win. So it's best to just do what you love.
Yeah, well, at this point, I think you can sort of afford to kind of go out, branch out a little bit more. I mean, it's been well over 20 years that you guys have been doing
Hmm.
stuff, right? So, at
Yeah.
this point, also, do you think now that you saw what you could do, being afforded that time, that you would take the time on the next one to do something like that? Or do you think, like, no, we can't spend that much time next time?
Yeah, it's a good question. I would love to take another 4 years to write it, but I don't think we'll do that again. I think that we have enough ideas sort of in the vault that we can probably turn another one around sooner. Yeah, I think the next album is going to be further, further away from just standard rock songs. It's
This
just
one
naturally going that way.
was already in the can, though, right? So this is kind of like the next one sort of being in the can a little.
It's started. I'll say that. You know what I mean? It's like the ideas are strong, but nothing's properly demoed. But as soon as we can get through sort of release week and figure out the rest of the year, we're gonna dive back into those ideas. We have a lot of strong ideas. I'll say that.
Well,
Um,
I certainly don't want to jump, too far ahead, because I mean the album just came out, so let's
yeah,
not jump too far ahead. But
yeah.
what you talk about, going through the rest of the year, things seem to be, pointing towards opening up for touring and stuff. What's it going to take for you guys to get out on the road? Is it you getting a vaccine? Do you even want a vaccine? Is it
Mhm.
other artists proving to you that it can happen? What is it that you're
Right.
kind of eyeing?
Well, we're all kind of waiting and watching. You're doing the same thing. We're all uh, waiting for them to open up the vaccines to younger people. Um, if somebody called me and said, "Come on and get it," I would get in my car and go. Anything to start the process of getting back to normal, I'm up for. I am. I'm a big believer in the progress we've made over the last 100 years, 200 years or whatever it is of vaccines eradicating diseases. So I'm on board. I want to get back to work. I want to have fun. I want to get back to what we do. And I want everyone else to as well. I mean, the music business has been decimated through this, but that's my world. But I know the whole world has. Every industry has been affected, in a bad way, and we got to pull ourselves out of this in some way. I'm hopeful. We have shows booked for the second half of the year. Some, starting as early as like July. They're outdoor festivals. We'll see if they happen. I mean, I've been watching Europe, and unfortunately, they're canceling some festivals, and I don't know what's going to happen there. I don't know how many are going to go off at all. It makes me a little worried, but I'm just waiting and watching. I mean, I'll keep working. We'll keep writing music and preparing for the next one if we don't go on the road. But I want full circle. I want us to get back to it like everyone.
Yeah, I think the outdoor festivals seem to be more of the pointing towards the positive part of it, because there's restrictions on the indoor ones. They're like, well, we can only have 25% capacity, or we can only have this kind of capacity.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to stay away from venues that are at that sort of thing, and really just anything that's really open up more, or is it like
Mm-hmm.
anything we can get into?
Yeah, we haven't gotten any offers to do any theaters, really. So I wouldn't be jumping at that right now if it was only 25% capacity anyway. I'd rather kind of wait for it to be proper. That's why we haven't done any streams right now, any live shows. We had gotten some offers to do those around the release, which would be now. And we really considered it, but at the same time, our new bass player is out in California, and we haven't been able to rehearse with him since right before the pandemic
Yeah.
started. So we need to get tight with him, and that's the next step actually for us. We're getting through release week, and then we're doing interviews, and we're seeing friends and stuff like that. But I mean, you guys on streams and stuff, but. Next step is getting together as a band. So we got to make sure he's cool with doing that.
So speaking of, the bass player, am I to understand it's really just two members, and then you're getting a third kind of hired gun type of thing now? Is that kind of how the band's working these days?
Yeah. I mean, that's where we're gonna pick it up from. We've got a really a cool cat from a band called Ages. His name is Kemble, and we've toured with him. He's super chill, loves to drink beer, and he's a talented guy. So we jammed with him a few times. It felt great. We're gonna continue on with that, and we're gonna see how it goes. But yeah.
Do you think you would do any of the live stream type of stuff to maybe sort of break into that, maybe something like that?
Maybe, if we just shot a video, our second video for this album, and it was done really safe. You just did the swab, rapid test everybody did before we started. Nobody got sick. It was great. And there were probably 15, 20 people there. So I was noticing we were shooting that video, and I thought, man, this look that we created for the performance part of it would fit perfectly for a live stream event. So if we did it, we actually have a look for that we could just kind of jump into. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm not against it at all. I want the real thing like everyone does,
Yeah, I know. We all do. I mean, I haven't been to a concert since 2019. I didn't go to one at all last year, so it's been
Mm-hmm.
it's been a while, and
Mm-hmm.
they're certainly missed. And I've seen you guys several times.
Mm-hmm.
Last time you were in Tucson was in 2015 at our fall ball,
Mm-hmm.
but you guys always put on a great show. So anything I can see from you
Thank
guys,
you.
I'll take. Live stream or otherwise. Let's talk about a little bit more about the album. I noticed the album had Boris Vallejo artwork on it. Was that,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not familiar with that piece. Is it a piece he had done before, or is it a new one?
No, I think it's old. Yeah, it's an old one. He sent us, when we contacted him about the cover, um, probably 50 different pieces to choose from that, some were used, some were not. I did ask my management, where was this one used, the one that we chose, and I never heard back. So I don't know. It may have been used in a children's book or something or long ago. I'm not sure. I'm sure someone out there has it. Maybe it's on their wall, and if you have it,
Yeah.
let me know. I'd love to buy it. I'd love to, yeah, I'd love to own that for just a second, because it's cool. It's a great looking cover. We
Yeah,
thought,
I
and we were
love it.
happy that he was open to us using it.
The second video, was that for Peach? Is that the next single?
No, the next single is going to be Mars Simula at this
Mm,
point. That's the video that we shot. Um, Peach was sort of an instant grat track that if you bought the album, you got access to that. And a lot of people thought it might have been a single. It was like the second single. But actually, I mean, with your help, Self-Destructor's doing really well, and we don't want to put out another song until this one
sure.
starts to be on the decline, I guess. This is what they tell me. Um, and so we're just kind of making the rounds saying thank you for that and watching it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great track. Super strong track and a great lead off single. Do you have a favorite song on the album?
Yeah, I mean, right now it's Mars Simula. I mean,
Yeah.
we just shot the video for it, and I was imagining a crowd. It's kind of a banger. It's like the type of festival song I like to play. I like to write and play, and I just had these, in my mind's eye, what it could be, in the moment as shooting that video, and it's just it's energetic, it's exciting.
Well, I'm glad you say that because that's my favorite track right now.
Nice,
I kept going back to that. I was listening over the weekend. I kept gravitating towards that track again. I would go, I got to hear that one again. So
perfect,
I'm
yeah.
glad. So it sounds like it's going to be one of the live tracks for sure.
Mhm.
When you eventually get out on the road, how much of the new stuff do you think you'll put out there live?
Yeah, it depends. If you're doing a headliner, it's probably like an hour and a half set, about 18 songs for us, give or take. So I think a lot of, and I don't know, it's tough to do a set list now because of the singles, but I would love to play Varuk. I would love to play Self-Destructor, Mars Simula, and probably, I mean, that's probably all get away with, unless I mean, I love So Long Mother Earth. That's
Oh
that's a
man,
that's a that's a fun one I've been rehearsing.
yeah,
I play Endlessly almost every day.
that's a
We
beautiful
put
song,
up,
by the way.
yeah, thank you. I put an acoustic version of that up last year on YouTube for people to just kind of get a little taste of the new album. So I mean, this is one of those albums that someday we may play front to back because we love it.
Yeah, it's that kind of album. It's really one that you really can get immersed in, throw the headphones on old school style and just
Hmm.
drift away with it. And
Hmm.
you don't get a lot of those albums these
Hmm.
days. Is am I I'm not sure if this is the first one that you guys have done that had sort of a theme like this running through it. Am I missing something? Am I not thinking of one? It seems like this is the first one to me.
Yeah, I mean, there's more interludes on this, in between songs and tracks and things like that. And it's funny too because a lot of those were quite a bit longer, and we sort of edited them down to to give the album a little more shape, to be a little bit more of a journey. I think the album's like 51 or 2 minutes long. I have to look, which it's tough to fit on an LP as one, so it was close. But I think there's going to be. I really like this. I don't know if fans, they can always skip a track if they want, if they don't want to hear whatever. But we do that anyway, right? I mean, we have our favorites songs on different albums. So, but I enjoy it. I love the soundscape aspect of it. So
Mhm.
I just wanna
It's
try
almost
different
movie
things.
soundtrack-ish in a way. There's a
Yeah.
lot that you could picture a movie around it. type of
Hmm.
thing. I mean, do you think cinematically when you think of your music?
I did on this one. Absolutely. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. I just had more time to get immersed into it and to write. And it just, it, extra time, it does make it better, in my
so
opinion.
you were a little bit thankful that we were forced into this so that you could make it that much better. I mean, what kind of album were we looking at if you hadn't been, afforded that time?
Well, let's say in 2019, if it would have come out then, it would have been completely different. But after the summer of 2019, I think we recorded 7 tracks in June or July of 2019, and then the rest of the time I went back to the drawing board and wrote all the rest of the album. So, it definitely benefited in my view. I hope people like it. All you can do is put it out there. You know.
Yeah, well, again, it's a fantastic album. I spent all weekend with it, and
Thank you.
yeah, it's a great one. It's one you have to listen to the whole thing. I mean, it's again, you get immersed in it. So congratulations on a great album. I'm
Thank
hoping
you.
that we get to see you sometime. I'm hoping this year, probably not with the way things are going, but anytime that we can see you, we would love to have you back in Tucson, and hopefully you
Oh
feel the
yeah.
same way about our lovely little
Hell
city
yeah.
here. Some great
Yeah,
Mexican
man.
food.
Yeah, we do great in Tucson. We love it.
Are you
We
are
love going there.
are you in Chicago right now?
Yeah, Chicagoland
No.
area, right outside the city.
Yeah, I've been to Chicago once, and it was in April, and I was downtown. It was 29 degrees, and I was there for a day. I flew in for a radio thing, and then I came back home, and it was 90 degrees. I'm like, what kind of world is this?
Yeah.
I'm sure you've experienced that before.
Yes, I have more of it than normal because I'm
Yeah,
usually gone, half the year at minimum.
right.
And I've been home for, yeah, a while, like all of us. But Chicagoland's great. The winters are brutal, but it toughens you up. We're Midwesterns and
Sure.
Midwesterners. And I don't know. It's just, it's our home. So you make it work.
Yeah, it used to be where you would have to be in like a New York and LA type thing. Now everybody can be anywhere really and get the work
Yeah.
done. You don't have to be
Yeah.
in one specific city anymore. But
Yeah.
it's super cool to see you. I'm glad that you spent some time with me today. Thank you
You bet.
again. Congratulations on the album. Much success with it. Hopefully we see you, and I hope you have a great year.
Me too. Yeah. Be safe.
All right.
Hope to see you guys soon out in Tucson.
All right. Thank you much.
Thank you.
All right. Take care.